Thank you for that intro. And thank you everyone for being here despite the rain. Hopefully we have a really exciting conversation for you, and I'm looking forward to engaging with the audience afterwards too. So my name is Carolina Castro. Thank you. So I'm the founder of Lean In, the Lean In New Jersey chapter, which encourages women to be unapologetically ambitious. And we do that by curating interesting workshops and networking opportunities and happy hours. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please see me afterwards. So I'm super excited to be here with a really amazing panel of new friends. We have Irma, who is a tax managing director in KPMG's Global Mobility Services practice. She supports clients in all aspects of expatriate management, focusing on partnering with her clients to assist with strategic decisions regarding their global mobility program. And Kimberley is a local entrepreneur and nonprofit founder. Her main business is Cuddly Ventures, and it's an innovative pet care company that services Hudson County and operates an e-commerce pet supply boutique. And her nonprofit, Women Entrepreneurs of Hudson Counties, is one of the leading platforms for existing and aspiring entrepreneurs in the area to network and collaborate. And we have David Silva, who's a web developer from Colombia. He's currently working as a lead front-end developer at Slingshot Health, which is a marketplace for medical services in Manhattan. And he's also the co-founder of Techqueria, which is the largest nonprofit supporting Latinx and tech community. So give them a round of a hand. I'm really excited to be here with them today. So we're gonna dive in. If you could each just tell us a little bit more about your organization and your role in managing diverse communities.
Hi, so Women Entrepreneurs of Hudson County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering and supporting women entrepreneurs in the area. Our community includes a diverse level of experiences. So we have members who have had businesses on their own for over a decade to young aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to leave their corporate lifestyle to start their first business venture. Our network has grown immensely. We have over 400 active members and currently servicing through networking activities and support platforms.
Hi, so Techqueria is the largest network of Latino people in tech in the US. We have about 15,000 members, ranging from founders, software engineers, graphic designers, everything. We're about 1,000 of us in New York, slowly launching in Jersey soon. And our main goal is doing networking events and workshops and community-oriented things that can help other Latino people get more involved and succeed in their careers.
And hello, everybody. I'm Irma Scott, and I work with KPMG. We are a global organization, and we offer audit, advisory, and tax services for our clients. So we're client service and client-facing.
Amazing. Thank you for being here. So David, what inspired you to start Techqueria?
So I used to live in the Bay Area, like in Silicon Valley, and I was always very kind of like angry at that all my Latino friends were like, waiters and shit. And I was like, there has to be software engineers that are Latinos in the Bay Area. Like, how come I don't have any like Latino friends that work at Google or something? So we started a meetup about 4 years ago. The meetup eventually, was very tiny when we first started, but we kept at it, and now, and like, it's kind of like that. Like, I need to make more friends that look like me, and I need to find people that have been through similar struggles that I have. I need to find other Latino immigrants that work in tech, and that was our inspiration. Like, how do we find other people that look like us so we can like advise and help each other out and do better in our careers?
That's very important, supporting people in your community and encouraging them. And that reminds me, Kim, with Women Entrepreneurs of Hudson County, what inspired you to launch that?
So as a Hoboken resident, I found that the community of Hoboken has actually inspired this organization. Unfortunately, there's no play-by-play book or instruction manual on how to be an entrepreneur, so I figured, why not start a network of inspiring local entrepreneurs who identify as female and also have successful businesses. So really, it's really the local entrepreneurs in Hudson County that really inspired the creation of the nonprofit.
Thank you. And Irma, you work with a really amazing global company, KPMG. Can you share some of their initiatives in supporting like D&I initiatives?
So absolutely. So So with the KPMG, we are we have definitely the diversity and inclusion groups. We have several different diversity groups that you can be a member of. We have networks of women. We have organizations for veterans. We have KPMG Pride. So there's so many different organizations because for KPMG, we really look at inclusion to mean it's for all different people, right? So we're looking at everyone's different cultures, backgrounds, and then from diversity, looking at that individual to see, well, what can you bring to the table? And I find that in my group, actually where I am, I'm part of the tax group, but I'm also Global Mobility Services. I work with people globally. So I have people on my team from India. I work with people in the UK. I work with people in Australia. So we have so much diversity, even just culturally, and just learning about other people's culture. So it's definitely an amazing organization where we just collaborate together on a global level as well as locally within our organization.
That's amazing. You all are making an impact locally and globally with your teams. So David, not to single you out, but clearly we need more men as allies. And I'm curious, no? And I'm curious how you support women in your Techqueria network.
I think one of the most interesting things about the Latino community, as opposed to, like the Latino community is very hard to define, right? Like there's Latino people that are immigrants, there's Latino people that grew up in the U.S., there's Latino queer people, there's Latino women. There's like the Latino community is out of itself extremely diverse. So we try to make a very big effort on like helping every Latino person be welcome, not just make it a Latino men group or a Latino American group or like Mexican group. Like we try to like make sure that everybody feels very welcome. And the way that we try to make sure that every woman feels welcome at our group is by enforcing a very strict code of conduct. Because we don't want our events to be like a place where people go and try and find a girlfriend or hit on people or something like that. It's like, like be careful, be nice, be safe. We're all friends here, but don't be a dick. Don't come here to like, find a girlfriend, whatever. So we enforce a very strict code of conduct. And we also make sure that all our events always have a woman speaker or a woman moderator or something like that, so that the women attendees feel represented and they don't feel like, foreigners to our events and community.
Thank you.
And the CTO of Techqueria is a woman, which, counts.
Thank you for being here. Yes, thank you. Yeah. I'm curious if you could all share with the audience, like, what are some ways that we, like what you touched on, David, like, what are some ways that we could continue, like, supporting more women and, like, cultivating more diverse communities? Whether it's, like, professionally, like, at work, or even, like, personally with our networks that we sort of manage?
I think it's very important to play a particular role in an environment whether you are in corporate or you run a business where you're actively taking the initiative to support local entrepreneurs that identify as females. That is like the first step, to ensuring that you're empowering and supporting the women entrepreneurs or women that own small businesses in the community, right? You want to make sure that you're going out of your way to really show that you're supporting all the female businesses that you can locate nearby.
And then I find that even, we have such great support within our firm at KPMG for women. Like I mentioned, we have this network for women. It's called Now. And honestly, just being part of that, it allows you to find a mentor that's another female, so you can help with your career. We look at ways to, across spanning. Like I'm a mentor for some team members in India. I'm a mentor for individuals, in New York or whether New Jersey. So it's really wonderful to just be able to have that mentorship relationship as well with females at work and then in the community as well. I'm very active in some local organizations where I actually mentor young women that are, in high school, really, and just trying to mentor them, even whether it's for their career, school, what do they want to do in college. So I just think there's so many opportunities, and I know, so I'm first generation American, coming here, first person in my family to graduate from college and actually have a career. So that was like a big deal as a female because, my parents thought it was a waste for me to go to college. They're like, you should just get married and have children. And you know what? I'm a mother of 4, so I have a career. I have 4 children, and so you can really have both. And so it's just been inspiring to give back. And I just find that that's really important to have somebody, to lean on. So.
Yeah, I guess my biggest encouragement to all of you is like, I don't know, some people think like, oh, I need to like be a manager before I can mentor people or whatever. I feel like, no, anybody has a lot to give. And it doesn't matter if you're a junior, it doesn't matter if this is your first year on your company, like whatever you are right now, you still have a lot you can give to other people. So don't wait to give. Like start giving tomorrow. Kindness like really transforms the world. And yeah, I don't know, like I don't wait. Like you already have a lot to offer, and start offering and start helping people now. Don't wait for later.
Thank you. That was really great. It was very inspiring. So as you can see, like Propelify is like a really amazing community of entrepreneurs, founders, business leaders. I just want to thank you all for just being here today, despite the weather. I don't know if you want to leave us with any, being that we're on the stage of inspiration, if you want to leave us all with maybe some last words of wisdom, or maybe you want to share a book that you read that maybe inspired you and encouraged you, or maybe a movie or a song.
I think something that I always try to remember is to always you can always question why. Like, I think a lot of times you might, even in your career, you just kind of do what you're told and kind of like try to follow the norm. I'm a big, why do we do what we do? And, is there something different? To be innovative and actually challenge and question. And I think that's important, even if you're new in your career. I love when I have my teammates come and question, like, even a decision I'm making or like a project, because you want everybody's input. And I think ensuring that you're diverse and inclusive of everyone, even if it's that first year person that came in and it's their first job to someone that might have 20 years of experience, getting everyone's opinions and being free to raise your hand and say, why do we do what we do, or why are we taking this path, I think is really important. So never have that fear to be afraid to ask why.
I guess my words of wisdom is to lean into your fear. So is anyone here interested in running their own business, or is anyone here an entrepreneur? Awesome. Woo! Cool. We got a lot of people here. So my biggest advice or words of wisdom, as Carolina has mentioned, is to lean into your fear. Sometimes the anxiety that comes with trying to start your own business can actually lead to some source of intelligence. So really embrace that fear or anxiety that you have when it comes to starting your own business or launching your own business venture, and just really think through the emotions that go with, starting your own entrepreneurial journey.
I don't know. There's so much. As a Latino, like an immigrant and whatnot, something that's very important to me is just words of encouragement, like just be nice to the people around you, because you never know, right? Like the women in your company, the immigrants in your company, the guys in your company. You never know when somebody's like feeling bad about some personal issue or family issue, whatever. And being kind to the people around you makes a big difference. Not only for diversity or for business sake or whatever, but just because like it's good when you're good to other people. So I try to encourage people to be more kind to each other and to be more nice to each other, because it will fucking change your work experience. If all the people in your company feel that you're in it together and that you're all like not just coworkers but I don't know, friends and partners, it really changes your experience at work. So I guess, yeah, my encouragement is just be nicer to the people around you, and it makes a big difference. Because, I don't know, like, a lot of people, I guess, are very good at hiding what they're going through. And they might have gone through a big divorce. Maybe their grandpa died last week, whatever. Like, people are very good at hiding those things. And you never know when somebody needs a hug, when somebody needs a kind word or something like that. So it's always, like, always be kind to the people around you. and that just try and make a difference, but just because, not because there's necessarily anything to gain from that.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty, David. I think it's very important to be kind to everyone, especially for those that are, trying to launch their own business. Especially, I think in that space, it could be very hard to find a very supportive community that sort of understands what you're going through. There's a lot of qualms that we sort of deal with. So I just really want to amplify that, is be very kind to to people at work, to people in your community, in your network. And if you need help, ask for mentorship. Very important too. Don't be afraid to ask others for help, for guidance. We can't do this on our own. We need each other. And lean into your fear. That's amazing. I want to sort of kind of wrap up with that, because we are sort of doing this too. Like, this is a very new experience for us, and I think we're leaning into this because we want to encourage others to sort of lean into that fear too, to either like be more vocal about what they're passionate about, to amplify their business, to amplify what sort of drives us too. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if your friend is launching a chocolate business, go buy chocolates from her.
Yes.
Like, yeah, if your friend is selling sweaters online, buy it. Like, it makes a huge difference when you buy something from your friends. Yeah. Don't be a
Support
dick.
those in your community.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you. Thank you so much for Propelify for allowing us to speak. I don't know if we have time for Q&A.
Yeah. Well, like 4 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions?
Pásale este.
Do you have a mic for the audience?
Any questions?
How you doing? Thanks so much for speaking on this really important topic. I'm really passionate about mentorship as well, especially in diverse communities. I think a lot as a career coach myself. I think a lot about how folks that are seeking mentorship, how can they be better mentors? So as folks who mentor people, how can people who might be approaching you just gave them the go-ahead to say come through for mentorship, how can they be better mentees? Thank you.
That's a great question.
So you're asking how the mentee can be a better mentee?
Yes.
Okay. So what I find that helps me as a mentor, right, so mentoring others, is you have to be honest and transparent. So I find that sometimes we have these really difficult conversations, and you need to be honest and open about what your goals are, what you want with the relationship. Because sometimes I say, well, do you want to meet one-on-one? Do you want to meet? How often do you want to meet? How can I help you? So if you're not clear in what you want out of the mentorship relationship, that makes it easier as a mentor. And also setting goals and timelines, like what would we like to get out of this, and that helps as well. But you have to be honest with what it is that you're looking for in that relationship, I think, as the mentee. And then you have to build that trust, because I do find that sometimes if you select a mentor, maybe you don't click, right? You might not have that relationship. And I think it's okay to say, you know what, this isn't working, and then find someone else that might help you. So just be honest and transparent.
I'm just going to add to that. So I've actually reached out to people to see if they would be interested in being mentors, and what has really helped me is setting a list of questions that I think would be helpful for me. First, I guess, identify what is your goal from having the meeting, right? So if your goal is to eventually reach to the level of position that they are at, have a list of questions prepared, so that way when you sit down with them, whether it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you already have a list of questions. They see that you're prepared. They see that you've actually thought through the process of how exactly you want the meeting to go to. In addition, when you're identifying someone who could be a mentor for you, make sure someone who you actually look forward to either taking on their role, or you actually look for, they inspire you in some way. So that way you've done a lot of research on who they are as a person, what they've done in their background. So that way you're being really prepared when you approach the meeting.
Okay, do we have one more question from the audience?
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you raised it. Okay.
Could one of you briefly describe a major adversity that you faced and how you overcame it, and how it led to development of a new opportunity that you didn't expect?
It's a very good question.
Okay. So So I was faced with trying to build the team in India. So like I was building a team in India to support some of my clients. And I actually went to India to learn, to meet the individuals and the culture, because I was finding we were having a hard time building that team and working with a U.S. perspective because we were very U.S.-centric. And so you have time zone differences, you had cultural differences, you know, they have tea breaks and they don't work, 12, 15 hours a day. So, and they have different living arrangements. So it was really hard to just try to manage them from afar and not really understand and take that US-centric approach. So going to India, having on-site training for my team there, bringing some of my team members, across there, or now we do Skype calls, on a weekly basis so we could see each other and maintain that relationship. It took a while to build, and now I can say I've been working with the same team for about 3 years, and it's amazing. They're just an extension of my team here in the US. So it took some time and a lot of effort and training, and just really being honest with that culture to say, okay, you tell me what we're doing wrong, I'll tell you how, how we need to work together, and it really helped a lot. So hope that answered your question.
For those who are interested in running their own business, I think as you become more and more successful, you'll realize that there will be some people who will try to put your business down or try to go out of their way to really put you down or put your business down. And I think at that point, you should really just ignore that. Just move forward, approach it with kindness, approach it with, the world will return whatever good you've put into the world. I think that's the best approach you can whenever someone tries to go out of their way to put some negativity in your life, is to just ignore it. And going back to what he's mentioned about kindness, just make sure you approach kindness in all aspects of your life.
I feel one of the biggest hardships that we've had running the community is that because our community is so diverse, sometimes it's literally impossible to welcome everybody. So at some point you have to choose who are you okay with leaving out, right? Like I don't know, or like sometimes Latino guys can be fucking sexist, and it's like, do I want to like have this asshole be part of our community, or do I want to like make sure that the women of the community are more comfortable and stuff like that? So it's like you have to like decide at some point, like, who are you okay, like who's your main focus, who am I actually serving, and am I okay with keeping outside? And yeah, I don't know, I feel like that was our biggest problem running the community. Like it's impossible to serve everybody, and we had to narrow down our focus of people that we wanted to help, and it was very hard, and it's like a very ongoing question. But answering that question, it's kind of like really important to be able to serve the community better.
Thank you for the questions.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us to be here.